Okay, Shalom.
Shalom.
Before we start, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Ba'Hashem,
Yahushai,
Ba'Hashem,
Rakakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone GMS, the men who rule well and teach well. We also want to say Shalom Barakim to the elect Akim, alright, the hopeful brothers that are also pushing out this word in truth, faith, and sincerity. Okay, and in this video, Lord's willing, we're just going to get out some precepts, mainly focusing on the title of gathering up arms, alright, because as Israelites, we ought not to do that, all right? Especially Lord's willing being of that number, right? The hopeful elect of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. We understand that we're spiritual men, all right? And this lesson really just was inspired by this past camp. The Sharim was a Zaquanium. We're getting into this topic, all right? Dealing in with the zealots of the ancient world, man, and ancient Israel, okay, which was totally off, all right? Because even in Great Millstone, we at all don't teach that. All right, so we can get the first and foremost the example in the scriptures. All right.
Yeah, this is the book of Saint Matthew, chapter 26, verse 51. And behold, one of them which were with Yahushai stretched out his hand and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his ear. Mm-hmm. Then said Yahushai unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
Con. All right, and that's red letter, man. So those were the words of what? Yahushai, man. Those are the words of Hamashiach Yahushai. All right, and Lord's willing, that's even the title of the video, man. I was thinking about it. All right, Yahushai was not a gun pro Israelite. All right, we're not gun pro. All right, because if you look up that word pro, all right, on Adam Online, it basically means in favor of. Okay, mm-hmm. You know, you're pro this or pro that. Well, guess what? We're pro life. We're pro faith. You know, we're in favor of what? Choosing faith in Yahushai. And of course, what? Dealing with the scriptures, all right? In the New Testament, all right? For those camps that don't believe in the New Testament, Yahushua just said so, man. All right? Those that that are in favor of the sword, they're going to die with it, man. They're going to perish. Sword, yeah. Or for paraphrasing, okay? So there you have it, man. Yahushua was not a gun pro, or he wasn't an enthusiast of guns, man. Or in this case, swords, all right? Mm-hmm. He wasn't pro swords, okay? Mm-hmm. That's not in the spirit we're coming in, man. That's the spirit of carnality, yep. Which only leads to death.
That's right.
You know? Yeah, you have something?
I do have two, but you can go first.
This is Romans chapter 15 and 4. It says, For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So there you have it, man. All right, so whatever things were written aforetime, which the brother just read something, right, in history that was written for our learning, you know? What Yahushua said, we have to take it deep within our life, man, our hearts, our minds. Yahushua just said, don't take up a sword, man. Don't bear arms. So mm-hmm. What? We ought to not bear arms, man. It's that simple, you know.
Yeah, I wanted to say as well because, you know, when you read, you know, and you further read, and the Lord gives you understanding, you realize, you know, that them, you know, picking up arms, you know, was going against the Lord's will because Yahushua had to be taken. You know, at that time, you know, it was set for him to be taken and to be that sacrifice for the nation of Israel, you know. So they were going against prophecy when they were doing that, man. All right, and the same thing with the zealots today, man. They think that they can shoot Esau up. All right, that's not what the Lord wants us to do, man. The Lord wants us to remain spiritual, and that's how you know, all right, that this is for the elect, because that's exactly what the elect will do. They're gonna be spiritual and get the victory at the very end, man. Okay. Yeah. If I can read this, Romans 8 and 6, For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. For it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. Right, so, you know, you have to walk in the spirit in this into the very, very end, man. All right, because that's how things work out correctly, man. That's how things play out in your favor, so to speak. All right, because when you're in the spirit, you're doing what's right. All right, when you get out of that, you're now, you know, outside of the boundaries of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Can I grab another one?
Okay, of course.
This is Proverbs. I got two more in the same chapter. Proverbs 14 and 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Right? Because, you know, you saying, yeah, man, I love my Israelite brothers, man. I'm willing to die for you, Ak. It sounds good, but that's not what well, of course, there's a time and place for you know, dying for your brother.
It's a zealot spirit.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to just, you know, you get pulled over by the cops, all y'all going to jump out, have a shootout. No, now you just done got put to death, all right, and that was wrong, all right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be having shootouts with Esau, man. That's not.
It's the last thing
Right. That might seem that's a carnal glory. We don't want carnal glory. We want to receive crowns of life, not death.
Yeah, if I may add as well, the brother made a good point. How basically, if Yahushua did that at that instinct, right, when he would act carnally, that would ruin prophecy. That would upset prophecy. Which of course is not possible, man.
Right.
So that wouldn't even happen in the first place. The Lord didn't jump the gun.
Right.
Right. No pun. No pun intended. But yeah, he did. So things like that. What it also comes with patience, which shows with these other men, man. You don't want to be faithful to the Most High. You don't want to be faithful to Yahweh Shah. Why? Because you're not following what He told you to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're not applying the scriptures.
Mm-hmm. I got one more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is Proverbs, same chapter, Proverbs 14 and verse 16. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil. Mm-hmm. Right. So if you're being wise, you're gonna depart from doing carnality, like saying that you're gonna jump out, and have a shootout with the police.
All four of us.
Right.
Come on, man.
It says, a wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident. And that's exactly what the zealots are doing, man. They're being foolish. All right? Go ahead.
Come. I
Very
have one.
good.
This is Psalms 44 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and
Salaki, if I can say real quick, it says, and is confident, right? A fool rageth and is confident, right? Because they're raging and they're confident in that. They're confident in their being foolish. Being carnally minded. Salaki, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just checking if this is a Psalm of David, but nevertheless, this is Psalms 44 and 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me.
That's right.
And what I like about this precept is that it also reminds me of the mentality of the other nations. All right, mainly dealing with who Esau, Edom, because he believes in the sword. He believes in the bow, the modern day sword and bow, man, being the gun. He believes that, and he believes that that's gonna save him.
Yep.
That's gonna protect him against all odds, which includes, in their mind, the Most High.
If I can say, it's a spirit. You said that because even the elder Yashawamba, he said in a video, man, Esau fully believes in his blessing, man. He thinks he can fight the Lord,
Gosh.
That's why he has the Space Force, because he actually has full faith in his blessing, man. But look, Esau is the wicked. Look at what the righteous just said, that they're not going to trust in their bow, their weapons of war.
That's not our lot.
Right.
That's what baffles me, man. Jake just needs to leave that carnality, just throw it right out the window, man. Leave that to Esau. Leave that to these other nations, man.
Let them be carnal.
Right. Exactly. Let them be carnal. Let them bear arms, man. Because Yahweh Shah didn't tell us to do that, man. Plainly put. All right. So I'm gonna read it again. This is Psalms 44 and 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me, man. All right. So there you have it. Even back in the ancient world, when our forefathers did do things that included physical altercations and such, it was first and foremost, it was backed by faith. You can read about that in Hebrews, the 11th chapter.
Yep.
The many examples of our forefathers of how they were delivered. But it was all through faith. It was never through any carnality. It was never through any spears and swords and shields or anything of that manner. All right. Yep.
If I could say, because when you read down, it speaks about even like mighty men, and it says who through faith subdued kingdoms.
Yeah.
Even going to the time of Jericho, man, that was through what? That was what we had faith. We did what the Lord told us to do.
So if you ever want to get the upper hand of the enemy, ever wanted to actually take him down, first and foremost, you're gonna do that with the Lord, man, and it's gonna be done by Him in His hand. All right. It's not gonna be done by guns. All right. Or how many bullets you have, ammunition. It doesn't matter, man. You can't be carnal when you deal with the scriptures. All right. At all. All right, because even when you read the scriptures, it's always, first of all, of course, faith, because that's the only thing we push out. All right, that doctrine of faith-based Israelites. But first and foremost, it's gonna get you killed. All right, and guess what? We're pro-life. We're favoring life, man. And guess what? You're only gonna attain that by believing in the Lord and trusting in what He says. And what did He say? You have to wait upon Him, man. You have to wait, and that comes with suffering and patience.
So, I have one in Maccabees. It's kind of long. 2 Maccabees 15 and 21.
Oh, okay.
15, 21.
Okay, I had another one.
It says, Maccabeus, seeing the coming of the multitude and the diverse preparations of armor and the fierceness of the beasts, stretched out his hands toward heaven and called upon the Lord, Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, that worketh wonders, knowing that victory cometh not by arms. That's a cut to you fools. Talking about we need swords and shields.
Yeah.
We had no. It's a lot. Yeah. Now I remember that one Colonel Jake who's by himself. He was like, he said, in the ancient world we had swords and shields and spears. And he's like, what do you think we need now? And it's like, nigga, you don't know what you're talking about. Like,
The
Salakia.
belief in the Lord.
It
That's what we
says,
need.
let me read that again. And it says, stretched out his hands toward heaven and called upon the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that worketh wonders, knowing that victory cometh not by arms, but even as it seemeth good to him, he giveth it to such as are worthy. Yeah, because what? Deliverance ultimately comes from the Lord. Because you can grab all the swords and shields, you can be the most excellent fighter in the world, but if the Lord wants you to not win, you're not going to. I mean, look, the base man was able to take the Israelites down. That wasn't because Esau is stronger than us and better and bigger and badder.
Or how many guns he had.
Right. It wasn't that. It was because it was the Lord's will for us to get punished by Esau.
Yeah. If I may say, because that's exactly the point. You know, the bulletproof vests with fringes on them, guns with fringes on them, if they even did that yet. You know, oh cool. Oh, I'm gonna get this cool gun camo, right? Camo of the menorah. You know, I'm gonna get a cool Israelite camo for my gun.
Get a menorah spray painted on my Glock.
That's foolish, man. All right, again, the Lord is not with these things. Because that's a vibration they're putting out. Being a neighborhood watch. Where is this? That the Lord at all did not preach that, man. You know, you had one. You had a precept. You said.
I had one more.
Come on.
This is well, we can actually end it with this one. Read yours first.
Come on. This is Second Maccabees chapter 15 and 11. It says, "Thus he armed every one of them, not so much with defense of shields and spears, as with comfortable words, as with comfortable and good words, and besides that he told them a dream worthy to be believed, as if it had been so indeed, which did not a little rejoice." It says, which did not a little rejoice them. All right, but the point was up there, man. It says that he armed them, every one of them, not so much with defense of what spears and then shields and swords and things of that nature, man. They what with goodly words, the words of what the book, all right, the whole rule, the word of the Heavenly Father. That's what armed them. All right, it said arm them, man. You know, that's how we're gonna be saved. That's what's gonna save us. That's what's gonna what keep us comfortable. The belief in the name of the Lord. You know,
like I say, because it said he gave him the good words, right? The scriptures even say in Proverbs, heaviness in the heart of man maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad. You know, so that's heavy. If I can grab this one, this is Zephaniah 3 and 8. This is what we should do, by the way. Yes. Zephaniah 3 and 8. This is the spirit we got to be in. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. Right, what's your little pea shooters going to do, man, compared to the judgment that the Lord is going to bring upon our enemies? You know? Yeah. It says, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
So all these things that are coming, the Jacob's trouble, right? Martial law, these race riots, everything that's gonna come to pass here in America as well as around the world, all these things where people are gonna bear up arms because that's what they believe in. Let them believe in that. But guess what? In those times, we're gonna believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Sure. That's what's gonna keep us. That's what's gonna save us. That's what's gonna keep us comfortable. These goodly words that we've been reading or that we should have been reading, it's gonna keep us whole in that time. When everyone else is they're gonna kill themselves and shoot themselves and ultimately perish by the sword, man. Just like Yahweh Shai said. You know. So those who want this lesson was edifying. All right, as well, as letting brothers know not to bear up arms. All right, because Great Millstone does not teach that at all. Okay. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, GMS, the men who rule well and teach well. We also want to say Shalom, Wa Barakim, Halabakarim, Shalom Sharallah. Peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.